still do that thing to us, you know, when they do that, you never really know somebody till you've lived with them. I hate that. We've been together for 7 years, shut your face. You never really know somebody till you've lived with them. I hate it, because it's such utter fucking truth. You know, some people are glass half empty and some people are glass half full. My fella is glass too full, just fills them to the brim and walks really gingerly everywhere. He's got a touch of OCD that I didn't know about. He checks all of the doors 8 times before we go to bed, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I just think it's a shame he hasn't got the OCD. That means he might use a fucking mop once in a while.
Prep pills are pills that you can take that stop you from contracting HIV. Oh, I love telling straight people. Because they might not say anything, but you can see it in their eyes. They're going, "Are you telling me the gays defeated God?" It's amazing. You feel so arrogant during sex, couple of pills before, looking at the ceiling going, "Yeah, God, your ill isn't going to work on us anymore. Sorry, Satan, we'll be late." All you need to do is you take 2 pills 1 hour before you have sex, which is a long time to wait in the park, but we're working on that.
It's like too much individuality today, you know what I mean? Like too much. Like you get people like, I'm a Buddhist, not technically practicing, but I believe in Buddhist meditations. I have Christian values. I'm actually a Jew. I believe in reincarnation. I have my own kombucha shop. I run a drum circle on Sundays. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the birds are cameras. You're just sitting there going, fucking, how long is this haircut gonna take? Fucking hell.
My dad says he likes history because it's real stories about real people, which is fair enough, but he's surrounded by real people. Am I not real, Papa? Do I not have stories, Papa? Must I die in the Battle of the Somme before you read my messages? I'm waiting for FaceTime to bring out a Churchill filter so he'll make eye contact with me. Churchill fans, are we in tonight? Come on, where's my Winston heads? Oh, more of a Hitler crowd, okay. I understand. I should say this guy's been Nazi saluted the whole way through the show. That's really not good. Don't know how he got away with that. Really subtle, he's been going like this. Now I'm a Liberal Democrat. Look under the table. Really not. It's got a swastika. It's the other way around, like the Hindu one. You know, he looks at it in the mirror at home like that.
Offered to me in the 70s and the 80s would be this: 6 friends maximum. And that's the sort of amount I would have struggled to fill at that age. Somebody would have to bring their cousin just to make up the numbers. In your house, wasn't it always in your house? And your mum or a mum, someone's mum, would prepare the food. And by that I mean they would cut it all into cubes. So it could take part in the hedgehog. Anything that wasn't cut into cubes was cut on an angle, so you know you're at a party. That's how you know. I don't know if you know, but this works as an adult as well. If you're ever at somebody's house and you're like, is it a party? Is it not a party? Look at the food. Is it cut on an angle? You're at a fucking party. Or the biscuits fanned out on a plate. You're at a fucking party. You don't do that for yourself, do you? You don't sit down in front of Bake Off with a packet of pink wafers in your best plate. No, you put the full packet in, pull out the wrapper.
I'm thinking about my family a lot. I've got a lot of siblings. I'm the youngest of 6 siblings. I'm 27. My elder sister is in her 40s. Massive gap between us as well. But my sister, who I'm closest with in age, me and her did not get along at all as kids. We're great friends now, but as kids we fought so much, classic sibling rivalry. And in her defence, I was very sensitive. I was a very sensitive child. But in my defence, she was a massive bitch. And if you want to hear her side, I guess she can do a comedy special.
My name's Vittorio Angelone. And that's not how you're supposed to say that. It shouldn't be in a Belfast accent. There's no one in Naples going, Vittorio Angelone. That's not right. But I can't say it right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I physically can, but it would be fucking stupid if I came on stage and was like, what's the crack? How's it going? My name is Vittorio Angelone. It's like, and my hand just does that for some reason. I can't stop that from happening. It sounds like a fucking Dolmio ad. It's fun being called Vittorio Angelone doing stand-up. There's often a compere at comedy clubs and they welcome all the acts to the stage. And I do that job quite a lot. And I always take extra special care to make sure I pronounce everyone's name correctly. I think that's the kind thing to do. I'm not afforded the same kindness by my colleagues. They fuck it up so much that I've had to pre-record me welcoming me to the stage for the start of the show because I don't trust anyone anymore. Welcome to the stage, Vittorio Angelone. It's not that hard. One time a guy went, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Vittorio Angelone. Which isn't right. It's not my favorite. One time a guy went, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Vincenzo Alabaluzzi. Which isn't a name in any language. I Googled it, there's no Alabaluzzis anywhere. But neither of those are my favorite. My favorite is a guy who brought me to the stage, tried to pronounce my name, and gave up in the middle. Because he went, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Valentino, Which I thought was quite honest of him on some level. I kind of appreciated it.
And I like to see the best in people, you know? Like, I live by the Celebrity Center, Scientology Center in Hollywood. And every time I drive by, I go, no, bad, danger, drive. Bad, keep going, drive, bitch. But then the other day, I saw a banner outside of it that said double outdoor feature of Hocus Pocus and Hook. And I was like, you know what? That has some good ideas.
I hate living with an enemy. It's David character. Has anyone ever lived with someone they consider to be an enemy? Well, I know you personally, so that'd be incredibly weird, but thank you. Good to see you again, Elijah. It's great to have supportive friends, but sometimes he's making this all about him. Oh, this is good stuff. One off the wedding list. I do as well. Well, I guess I'll talk about mine then. Well, I've already told you about him, haven't I? I told you about David. It's actually not the food stealing. I can tolerate that. It's his career. It's what he does for a living. I think it's despicable. Any guesses what he does for a living? Insurance, very good. This is very good. It's nice, very good. It's good. I prepared a few jokes tonight, but chip in with any of your own. That's really... This is good. This is comedy socialism we're working with. I get the ball rolling, it'll just be a self-sustaining gig. I could just go off into the distance. Well done. You're all going to be on Taskmaster one day. I can feel it. Really, you've got it. No, worse than that. Far worse than that. David is a juggler. Isn't that awful? It's not impressive, is it, being a professional juggler? Here's how you know. What does someone do the minute they finish juggling? You don't have to do that if you've done something impressive, do you? Doctors don't do it when they fix your spine. Try walking, it's good, isn't it? David, man, he's arrogant. Be arrogant for an insurance guy, but for a man who wears cargo shorts and a top hat to work, unbelievable. He always compares my shows to his, you know. I'll get home at the end of a night and he'll say, "How was the gig?" I'll say, "Yeah, it was good, you know, mostly friends, but..." Nice full gig, and he'll say, "Yeah, my gigs always pack out." Well, yeah, you do them in Covent Garden. My gigs would pack out if they were blocking the entrance to Boots. Who's single? My beef with jugglers does not start with David. I met one a long, long time ago when I was a child, down on the shores of Scarborough, very close to where the Walrus was doing his work, but this gig was not going as well. No one was putting any money in his hat, it was all going to the human statue. It's got to pinch a bit on it. You train your whole life learning your stupid little tricks, and then you realise it would be more profitable if you just stood still. Instead of internalising it and thinking, you know, this is about me and the fact that I've got the job of a medieval peasant. He turned on the crowd. He said, for my next trick, I want a volunteer. And out of the crowd, he chose a little boy, me. Not recently, I was 6 years old. Brought me on and he gave me his clubs and he said, you're going to throw them to me one by one, I'll catch them and everyone's going to cheer. And so I did it and everyone cheered and I had a sense of euphoria that I'd never had before. It was my first ever time on stage. And then the juggler went into his backpack and he got out 3 swords. And he said, I hope you've got a good catch on you, my boy. These ones are going for your head. Yeah, everyone there laughed their little heads off. And I cried. That's mean, isn't it? Can we agree that's not like I understand, like, I'm a performer, I've had difficult gigs. Naming no friends. It's not you. I've had tough gigs, but I've never thought, do you know what will turn this round? If I just humiliate a toddler, I just think that will show them that I know what I'm doing. But it worked. People clapped and cheered, and they had a good time. And it stuck with me all these years. And when I moved in with David, I said to him, you'd never do that to a child. He said, yeah, it's an old juggler's trick. It's funny. It's not funny. It isn't. Look, I'm not a dad, but I'd like to be one day. Do you want to be a father one day? You want to have kids? You want to have kids, yeah. How many would you have?
2.
Yeah, nice. Just the one for me. I've got an imaginary son, but he's a great boy, he really is. And he's an amazing juggler. Not by accident, I trained him. Yeah, he didn't go out and play football like the other boys, he wasn't going out with his mates. Well, he doesn't have mates, he is, a juggler. And when he's good enough, I'm going to take him down to the shores of Scarborough. I'm going to take him to that juggler's show. I'll say, go on, lad. You get to the front of the crowd. Papa's waiting at the back. Any volunteers? Stick your hand up, boy! Remember Papa's training. He's going to hand in the clubs, everyone's going to love it, and then he's going to get the swords, right? Hopefully you're a good catch, lad. These are going for your head, right? And just as everyone there in the crowd starts laughing at my little boy, I'm going to shoot the juggler in the stomach. Thank you, Splitwise. He's an imaginary boy, but it's a real world out there, and I want him to be prepared for it. I was a real boy, and I had real problems, let me tell you. Wet the bed as a child? Any other former bedwetters in? There's a surprise. Who would have seen that coming? You know the bedwetting type, front row. Now you drink your drink, you've earned it. Please, get that piss ready. Oh, well, I packed it in when I was 12, which is still too old. It is, I knew it was too old because they assigned me a nurse. Can't believe your luck, can you? How much piss is that? The NHS is getting involved. We need to fix the boy. The nurse, she said, I'm going to cure you. And I said, with what? And she said, I've got this buzzer. You may have heard of the buzzer. It's a buzzer that's attached to a special sensor. She said, the idea is we put it on your sheet, and when you wet the bed, it will make a noise, it will wake you up, it will train you out of it. It didn't do that for me, though. What it did do is create a Pavlovian response. So that no matter where I was, if I heard a buzzer, I'd piss my little pants. As if the bleep test wasn't humiliating enough already. No! I'm the slowest, I'm the soggiest. The shame you feel when you're a little bedwetter. You're terrified you're going to get derobed as a little pissy pant boy. Remember once we went on a school trip and we had to stay overnight, so my mum had to tell the teacher. And the teacher was very nice about it. She said, look, we've made arrangements, but it's very subtle. No one's going to know. We get to the dorm room that evening. There's 29 regular beds. And then one with my full name on it. Covered in tarpaulin. Like a little morgue, like a grave. Like the teachers knew, this boy's dying tonight. But it turned out there wasn't one tarpaulin bed, there was two. Another pissy pant boy. Marcus was his name, pathetic little creature, really was. Little measly maggot of a child. We became best friends immediately, we did. Real recognised real. We were smallest boys in the class. We used to sit on each other's shoulders with a big coat and get bullied by the ear below. But when our mums found out that we had become friends with other bedwetters, they were over the moon. I don't know what they thought, actually. To this day, I don't know if they thought we were going to, build a little bedwetters network, exchange buzzer tips. But it didn't work out that way. Instead, I think what happened is, we were too comfortable with one another. You know, so when we'd have sleepovers, we'd fall into bad habits. We were like a couple of old alcoholics. Okay. There we'd be at midnight sharing 2 litres of Fanta. Hey, don't listen to that fucking nurse, lad. She don't know what she's talking about. Here, who can down it faster? Loser gets bottom bunk. It was like a Peter Andre video if you slept under me. But I realised, being a bedwetter, you can turn any weakness into a weapon. You got a pissy pant boy staying in your house, you be kind to him. I was ready to strike. I was like a little skunk. I remember Marcus's parents once humiliated me because I wouldn't finish my broccoli. They'd undercooked it. They said, that doesn't matter. You're in our house. You eat our food. So I ate it, and then I went to bed in their house, humiliated and full. And I woke up in the morning dry. And I thought, no. No, Mr. and Mrs. Mitchell. I'm shitting myself. Look at that broccoli again!
And it's quite odd that I've got this obsession with memory because, not to keep bringing it up, but I do have a boyfriend. And we've been together for quite a while now, but for the first 6 months of our relationship, he had severe short-term memory loss. Yeah, legitimately. That 100%. Just full short-term memory loss. To the point where he basically couldn't create new memories, which is the perfect foundation for a new relationship. And it was, by the way, before I get into this, he's fine now. He's fine, his memory is back to normal, he's completely fine, but for this 6 months, he just couldn't remember anything. And I need to tell you that now, because you need to get on board. I've written my favourite joke of the show about this, so climb aboard. Essentially, it got to the point where it was so bad that he couldn't remember anything in his day-to-day life, basically. So we'd spend the day together, and then in the evening, I'd have to remind him, what we got up to that day. I'd throw in things to make him happy, 8 blowjobs. And it was just a random medical event. It's not like anything obvious had caused it as well. It's not like he met my sister. And a short time after that, the memory loss kicked in. It was just totally random. But the reason our relationship could still work and it wasn't a full 50 first date situation is his short-term memory was gone, but his long-term memory was fine. And we actually knew each other quite well because we went to school together. He was the teacher. Just kidding. For legal purposes, that is a joke. My boyfriend is not a... What's the male version of a cougar? A predator. I'll tell you, before I tell you more about the memory stuff, I'll tell you a little bit about Sean, because I love him. He's the love of my life. I know that. But he is a nerdy little loser. To give an example, we're moving here to Melbourne. We're on the plane. I see he's using the plane Wi-Fi to search for the phrase Australian singles. Yeah. I was like, what is this bastard up to? We haven't even arrived yet. He's trying to cheat on me in advance. I asked him about it. I was like, why are you searching that? He's like, I'm trying to find a website in which I can buy single Yu-Gi-Oh trading cards. And I was like, oh, that's so much worse. I wish he was cheating. Would have been easier to explain to my parents. I was quite nervous to tell my parents I was in a relationship. I was nervous to tell anyone, really, because I developed this rule of not telling anyone I was dating anyone until it had been about 3 months, you know, because you feel like that first 3 months, it's a bit dicey, you're not sure, and it could fall apart at any moment. And I kept doing that, where I'd start dating someone, I'd tell everyone, I'm like, by the way, I'm dating someone. Then like a week later, I'd be like, by the way, never mind. So being that 3 months, not everyone follows that rule, by the way, but they are stupid. Dear friend of mine, she does not follow that rule. She was in our group chat recently. She messages us. She's like, hey guys, me and my man's 6-month anniversary is coming up. I don't know what to get him. What should I get him? I was like, I didn't even know you had a man's. When's your 6-month anniversary? She was like, September. I was like, bitch, that's 5 months away. Don't get him anything. She's good. No, I do like her. She does have pyramid scheme energy, but... So, it had been about 4 months. I decide, finally tell my mum. I say, I'm in a relationship. Also, he's got short-term memory loss. And I think she was so excited by the first part, she did not give a shit about the second part. So the first thing that Sean was trying to do at this time to try and solve this problem was he was trying to get an appointment at the memory doctor, which is a thing. And he couldn't get an appointment because they were fully booked out, which I thought was very funny. Because I was like, surely you could just turn up. I get the feeling some people might miss their appointment for the memory doctor. And I still maintain to this day, I feel like the memory doctor was a little bit of a scam, okay? So each session with the memory doctor cost $400. 2 weighted blankets. $400. You had to have multiple sessions. If you did not turn up to a session, they still charged you the full amount. And they did not send reminder texts. Yeah. But joke's on them because Sean forgot to pay. I was optimistic at first. I was optimistic for the memory doctor. We finally got an appointment. We get into the waiting room. We sit down on the couch and it's memory foam. I'm like, these guys are good. They don't miss a trick here. But then it quickly I became unsure. The first thing the memory doctor got Sean to do was a depression test. And, you know, he's not feeling depressed at all at this time, by the way. Like, in his mind, he's getting 8 blowjobs a day. He's living his best life. Has anyone done it? I know this is a weird question to ask, but has anyone done a depression test before? Make some noise. Woo, yeah. Yeah. Someone did a yee-haw, like less so. The only reason I'm asking that is because I've done it before, and I just want you to back me up that there's a weird question about halfway through the depression test, which is, how indecisive are you? Then you've got to choose between 1 and 10. Like, I'm there the whole time, like, oh my God, I don't know. Anyway, he does the depression test. The results come back. He has no signs of depression. This is where I was like unsure about this guy. He was like, okay, well, it doesn't seem like you're depressed, but we're just going to give you some antidepressants anyway, just in case. And I was like, oh, like it feels like antidepressants are so useful. They're so helpful. I've been on them before. I think they're an amazing resource, but they're not just like a just in case thing, I feel. It's not like pop them like a Barocca in the morning. Just in case. But he goes on them anyway. He goes on them for a few months and he's noticing no difference. He's just kind of getting the side effects and not really any results. His memory is still gone. And I go, finally, after it's been a while, I think we should get a second opinion. And I believe that. I believe that opinions are like assholes. Better to have two. I thought this with therapy. Like, when I had my first experience with therapy and it wasn't good, I didn't know that you could just get another therapist. I thought that would be like cheating. Like, I had to pretend that I was like, oh, I'm cured, by the way. Because it's so hard to find a therapist in the first place. The way you do it, if you don't know, good on you. But well done. But you weren't attacked by a golf club. And what you do is you Google therapist near me. You know, I don't want to travel. And you go to a website and it'll be like just like a bunch of random strangers' faces and you go, oh, you look happy. And then you read their bio and it's just a list of all their favourite kinds of trauma. And you're like, you seem fun. My first experience with therapy was not good. It was this lady and she was very spiritual. And I think spirituality is great if you are spiritual. I'm not. I'm very logical. She was very namaste. And I was like, I don't want to stay. She would do this thing where I would be like, oh, I'm feeling angry about this. And she'd be like, what colour is your anger? And I'd be like, I don't think that way. And she would press me on it. She'd be like, you have to participate. And I'd be like, okay, red. And she'd be like, you're making so much progress. I was like, no, I had just recently watched the movie Inside Out. I was just imagining those little guys running around. The other thing she'd do is, as she was talking to me and asking me questions, she would cross and uncross her legs and basically show me her entire crotch. It was very distracting. She'd be like, what colour is your anger? I'd be like, red and lacy. She'd be like, when did your problem start? I'd be like, the Bush administration. So after about 6 months of all of this happening and Sean not getting better, I just bring him along to my GP just to see if she has any other ideas of what it could be. And it was just like our first moment of hope. She listed off a bunch of different things it could be, but she's like, well, first of all, you've had a blood test, right? And he's like, I can't remember. So Sean goes and gets a blood test. The results come back, and it turns out he was severely B12 deficient. He's a vegetarian, and get this, he stopped eating eggs. That's what caused the deficiency, and in turn the memory loss. Like, he was on antidepressants, but it was eggs. Eggs can be life-changing. I wish you guys could have been inside my brain when we found out it was eggs. I was losing my mind. I was like, it was eggs this whole time. You know that girl in your friend group that's like, I just need my Sunday brunch? Believe her. She's on to something. So Sean had to get a B12 shot, because when you're that deficient, you can't just slam an omelette. Like, you have to get, like, what I assume is the yolk just injected directly into your veins. I'm not a scientist. So the doctor was like, you'll notice a difference right away. And I would say within maybe 2 minutes. It was crazy. He was holding a polystyrene cup of water. The B12 went in. He crushed the cup in his hands and said, I'm so powerful. It was like he'd acquired all of the Infinity Stones. It was amazing. He was just fine. Like, he just basically, within the week, it was slowly sort of getting better and better and better until his memory was back to normal. And it was just so absurd. And since he got this checked out and since he came to my doctor, he also opened up about a couple other things that he's been struggling with. He's realised he's lived his entire life with ADHD and not known. And he's given me permission to talk about this, by the way. I'm not just laying out all of his medical history. I did ask him on a no-egg day. But that made me so sad for him as well, because imagine having ADHD and severe short-term memory loss at the same time. Like, he was just wandering around his house being like, well, I think I'm hyper-focused on something. And it's so weird for me because I always thought, because I'd been single for so long, I thought I was single because I had really high standards. Then this shriveled little man came into my life. I was like, come to mama. Got myself a little do-up. You can't build a man, but you can renovate. So that 6 months of his life, still a blip. Still can't remember that 6 months, which is strange because we started dating at the beginning of that 6 months. So in his mind, he was just in a medical clinic. A girl he went to school with wandered in and went, I'm your girlfriend, by the way. Don't question it. Little memories come back here and there sometimes. Like if it's a repetitive thing, he sometimes goes, oh, I've remembered something. He remembers one thing, which was every night before he went to bed, he remembers walking past the kitchen, looking at the toaster and seeing cold toast. So what would happen is every morning he'd get up and be like, toast for breakfast this morning. Go about his whole day, go, all right, bedtime. Fuck. Kind of like an involuntary low-carb diet. Like, if you want to get rid of bread, first get rid of eggs. So we've since looked up the memory doctor online and seen his reviews. 1.5 stars. We should have known that the eggs were going to be better just on reviews alone. We spent $1,200 with this guy, 3 sessions, $1,200 for him to give us no valuable information. Apart from randomly in conversation, he recommended these kiwi fruit ice blocks. And they're so yummy. Kiwi fruit, or as we say in New Zealand, fruit. They're so yummy. And I had one the other day and I was like, I think it was all worth it. So he was on antidepressants, but it was eggs. I guess Big Pharma wins either way.
It's fun being called Vittorio Angelone doing stand-up. There's often a compare at comedy clubs and they welcome all the acts to the stage. And I do that job quite a lot. And I always take extra special care to make sure I pronounce everyone's name correctly. I think that's the kind thing to do. I'm not afforded the same kindness by my colleagues. They fuck it up so much that I've had to pre-record me welcoming me to the stage for the start of the show because I don't trust anyone anymore. Welcome to the stage, Vittorio Angelone. It's not that hard. One time a guy went, Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Vittorio Angelone. Which isn't right. It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. One time a guy went, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Vincenzo Alabaluzzi. Which isn't a name in any language. I Googled it, there's no Alabaluzzis anywhere. But neither of those are my favorite. My favorite is a guy who brought me to the stage, tried to pronounce my name, and gave up in the middle. Because he went, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Valentino, Which I thought was quite honest of him on some level. I kind of appreciated it. I didn't get called Vittorio growing up in primary school. Belfast's a very good place for nicknames. I had a nickname in primary school because in primary school, I had a lot of struggles with anxiety attacks. Do you know what they called me? Panicking Skywalker. Which is just great bullying. You gotta respect it. That's top level work. It's actually only the third worst nickname I've ever heard from Belfast. Number 2, there was a guy in my class called Donal. And do you know when you were younger and your mum used to cut your hair? Not a lot of poor people in, don't worry about it, that's fine. Basically, Donal's mum was doing the buzzer up the back, and she accidentally went too high. So she had to give him a full skinhead, like bald. Do you know what we called him for 10 years? Shmuel. You know, like out of The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. That's a bit much for some people in the audience. My primary school was fine with it. Even the teachers in the register were like, Shmuel, here, okay, he's fine. That's true, he's a dentist now. He puts the gold fillings into people's teeth. If you're upset about that joke, I think you're right. I think it's good that you're upset. That's probably a good thing that you're upset. It is funny that you're upset. Because it is number 2 on the list. Number 1's my dad. The worst nickname I've ever heard is my dad. My dad grew up in Belfast, but he is Italian. Do you know what my dad got called in primary school? My dad got called the N-word because he was the darkest person anyone had ever seen. I don't know if you can tell by my face, but he's a white man. Puts my dad in a very strange situation, though, because he got called the N-word for a long portion of his life. So he thinks he can say it. He's like, I'm reclaiming it. I don't think you are, Dad. It's good you're laughing. All your dads think they can say it as well. At least mine has an excuse, you know? No, my dad doesn't think he can say the N-word anymore. It's like my dad's listening to hip-hop, like, she take my money. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing. No, my dad doesn't like hip-hop. I like hip-hop. We have arguments sometimes, me and my dad, but I think he's starting to win the argument because hip-hop confuses me. Every hip-hop song now just seems to have a voicemail in the middle of it. Right in the middle of the song. It'll just be like, hi, Kendrick, it's your mom. Just leaving you this message to say, keep striving for greatness and always believe, where's Kendrick Lamar getting all these inspirational voicemails from? You know, if I put my voicemail on a song, do you know what it would sound like? Oh, fuck, sorry. And that's all they ever are. You can't make hip-hop out of that, unfortunately. I do admire racists in Northern Ireland. It's good to have heroes, no? I just admire people that have tough jobs. That's a tough job. Being a racist in Northern Ireland, it's such a white place that they have nowhere to put their racism. So they saw my slightly tan dad and were like, that'll do, we're in, we're doing it. It's such a white, Northern Ireland is such a white place. And people don't believe me. It fucking is. It's, just ask Liam Neeson. If you don't remember what I'm talking about, Liam Neeson on TV in an interview, decided to tell a little story. He told the story about how his friend had been assaulted by a black man in Northern Ireland. And in his very Liam Neeson way, he went, "So I got a bat. And I walked through the streets of Northern Ireland for 2 weeks trying to find some black bastard to beat the shit out of." Liam Neeson tried to find a black guy to beat up for 2 weeks and couldn't. That's incredible. And he just ran out of racism. After 2 weeks, he was like, "They're fine, I guess." Because he had no one to be racist to. And I think that's the solution to racism. Just get rid of them. No, you can't clap that, actually. Please don't.
You guys still support essential workers? Of course, I'm talking about the brave men and women who started an OnlyFans during the pandemic. And that was me. So you can bang your pots and pans now, bitch. No, it's not what you think. Don't get excited, pervs. Don't get excited, you little pervs. Don't get excited, you little sick perv. No. It all started, the way most things start, On Twitter. I don't know if you can tell. I like to have a little fun. Kind of a fun guy. So, one night, I was feeling a little bit wily, and I tweeted out, I said, "Hey, on OnlyFans, can you just do feet, or do you have to show a hole?" Innocent, just trying to connect with my community. See what's happening out there in the culture, the zeitgeist. Now, I don't know why I tweeted that. Who can ever say what inspires an artist, but... I swear to God on my life, I was just having fun. I had no idea the foot thing was real. No idea. I tweet that out, leave, come back, and then something crazy happens, crowd. 1 retweet, 2,000 retweets, 10,000 retweets, 50,000 retweets and counting. And I said, "Hey!" I said, "Hey, what's going on here? What is going on here? What in tarnation is going on here?" And I looked in those replies, and what I saw was disgusting. Men, as it turns out, are not well. I looked in those replies and I was like, "I subscribe, bitch. I call your feet, bitch. I subscribe." So I knew I had to start an account immediately. I had an account within 45 minutes. My friends were like, "Did you use your real name?" I said, "Yes. How the hell are these little pervs supposed to find me?" But as many of you know, I'm an honest gal. So I wanted to be straight up from the jump. Honest. Because that's how you create longevity in business. By being an honest Abraham. So what I did, I made the title of my OnlyFans, Blair Socci, ankles down, no hole. Blair Socci, ankles down, no hole. Everybody's clear from the jump. My purse, my patrons, my unwell men. This page is clean as a whistle. Feet only, bitch. You want something whorish? You're gonna have to go to my Instagram. But all these men started subscribe. Money was raining down on me. It was crazy. I was ready to leave this shit behind like it never even happened. I was like, I didn't even know it could be this easy. All these men were subscribing. I don't know who they were. Maybe it was you. Or you. You were definitely in on the ground floor. But remember, this all happened within 45 minutes, so I was going in raw, bitch. These were unpedicured feet. I still had hair on my big toe. And I just cannot ever imagine purchasing something without viewing the product first. Men, as it turns out, not smart consumers. But I was having the time of my life. I was stepping on electronics. Oh, like I'm not gonna stomp a calculator for my guys. Oh, you gotta be out of your goddamn mind if you think I'm not stomping a calculator for my guys, okay? I stomped a bushel of bananas, I made that shit go splat. Turns out I'm a foot innovator. I stomped a pie, oh, the purrs love when you stomp a pie. Oh, the purrs go nuts when you stomp a pie. The purrs go fucking berserk for a pie stomp! But then, I got a horrible call. A call that will stay with me till my last dying breath. And it was my agents. They said, hello, Blair? I said, hello. Agents? And they said, Blair, do you have an OnlyFans called Blair Socci, ankles down, no hole? And I said yes, because I was verified as hell. And they said, oh, you have to take that down immediately because you auditioned for Disney. A lot. And casting directors are gonna think you're doing porn. And I said, oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. No, they will not think I'm doing porn because it says Blair Socci, ankles down, no hole. No hole. No hole! Nobody's confused! Not Disney or my guys! So then I was forced at gunpoint to take it out, to take it down after 24 hours. I was robbed that day. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I've been doing my part to prevent school shooters in America. What have you guys been doing? Yeah, I would have done 100K in 3 months. Bella Thorne would have been crying because there's a new bitch in town. Now the only thing I have left is just to like randomly once in a while show my feet on my Instagram just to as a nod to my guys to be like, yeah, I miss you. I see you. I'll never forget everything we shared. We were all robbed.
For the older generation, like, things are changing so fast. You know, like my dad posted a Facebook status the other day and the status was, how do I log into my Facebook? That's how fucking confused he is about the world. Like, how do I log into my Facebook? And I'm like, you're in, dude, trust me, you're in. But that'll be us. We'll be fucking retiring. There'll be technology we don't understand. You know, like they're already talking about connecting your brain to the internet. That'll be us. We'll forget to put a thought on private. And you'll accidentally send out big butt sluts dressed as nuns to your whole contacts list. Someone the other day on my Facebook shared a Nike ad, which made me really angry. I hate that shit because like it was like a woke, you know those woke Nike ads? It was like a pregnant African woman and it was like, Nike, the toughest athletes on the planet. She's like, that's right, everybody. Good job, Nike. It's about time people understood that African women are real and they get pregnant, okay? But I hate that shit because Nike is like the worst corporation. Like they just got accused of slave labour. Like they just use wokeness to hide the evil shit they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just know they would have had a boardroom meeting where they're like, look, guys, we've been accused of slave labour again. We need to ramp up the wokeness. Suggestions, what do you got? Okay, what about this? An ad, it's Serena Williams playing tennis with 2 white women. And it's like, Nike, dream crazy. It's like, I think we could be a little more woke than that. Okay, Usain Bolt holding hands with 4 Asian men as they run through a refugee camp. Nike, dreams take struggle. Good, Richard, but I don't think you understand. We need to distract from slavery here. We need way more wokeness than that. Okay, a lesbian Muslim playing soccer with a disabled Jew. Nike, dreams unite. Better, Richard. Now you're on it. I can see you're on it. More, though. I know you've got more. Okay, a non-binary Asian trans woman runs through a stadium of disabled Arabic men. When they cross the line, boom, close up on a midget. Brilliant, Richard, you've done it again. Brilliant. That's a little bit offensive, though. It's not midget, it's little people. Excuse me. We've been trying to get them into basketball for years. I wish they did good but had fucked ads. Wouldn't it be better if it was the other way around? Like people actually did actions and then said the opposite? I would rather that, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like their ads are fucked, but they're doing amazing things, paying their workers, crazy shit. But their ads are fucked. Like Michael Jordan walks out, he's like, you'll never be me. Look at you, you fat fuck, sitting on the couch, you're drinking custard, you think you're gonna fucking put on my shoes and slam dunk? You're shit, you're fucking nothing. Nike, don't dream. One ad's just like, fuck off, get fucked, cunt. Get fucked, cunt. Nike, get fucked, cunt. It's a good one. One ad's just an arsehole opening and closing. You're like, who pays for that? That's like, there's no branding. It's just an arsehole appears where the news used to be for an hour. Just doing that. You're like, that's crazy. Is that instead of the project now? Is it just an arsehole? Is that Waleed? Like, what is this? Who is that? What is this, an art piece? Some ads are real sinister, like a dude with a gun walks towards camera. And he's like, we know where you live. Nike, run. Someone had a go at me about that bit. Someone had a go at me after a show. It was like, you're having a go at the gay community. I'm like, that's not what I was saying at all. And then she said the weirdest fucking thing. She goes, well, boo-hoo. I drink white men's tears. I was like, that's not how you consume our power. It's way more complicated than that. We run the banks and shit. There's a whole thing in place. She's like, yeah, well, there's nothing easier than being a white man. And I was like, well, why do so many middle-aged white men kill themselves? What the fuck does that say about our society? It's tough at the top. There's something wrong. There's something wrong when the people that benefited from the system are sick. Man, I fucking, like, with the gay community, like, I'm not surprised they're sensitive, you know what I mean? Because, like, man, homophobia is still so happening. It's crazy. Every time I see, like, Christians or Muslims going, like, homosexuality is not natural. Like, man, natural is whatever nature permits. Whatever nature allows is natural. If every time I tried to put my penis in a man's mouth, it just repelled. Like I was like, I love you, Steve, but I can't. It just won't let me. It's not permitted. Like, you know, like 2 chess pieces in a travel pack where they're like, I love you, but I can't. I can't. Just like running the dick at the mouth, like, oh, fuck. You're running the dick at him. That's like nature going, nah. That's unnatural. Like, we can't travel faster than the speed of light because there's not enough processing power in the simulation. But, well, it can't be fucking zipping around to shit that isn't made yet. Zipping over to fucking some other part of the thing. We haven't programmed that bit yet. We're walking against a wall in a computer game. But we can't travel faster than the speed of light. If when gay people had sex, they travelled faster than the speed of light, well, that would be unnatural. If you're at a gay club and they're like, see you, Steve. Like just launching. Imagine if that was the only way we could travel faster than the speed of light. That would be... Star Wars would be a different movie, wouldn't it? Fucking Chewbacca in a sex swing. We owe our whole fucking society to old gay Greek men. You ever think about it like that? Ancient Greece, rational deduction, mathematics, science, philosophy, individual freedom, democracy, our military tactics, our university system, our schools, all of it comes from these old Greek men. Do you ever thank them? You ever thank him? I saw an old Greek dude the other day. I thanked him. I went up to him and I said, hey, fuck, man, thanks for everything. And he was like, no worries, mate. He's like, hey, listen, these tiles, they're 50% off today, but Pythagoras was right, mate. You've got to cut them into triangles. I'm sorry. We wouldn't have America, like, you know, if it wasn't for the old gay Greek men, you know. And America has changed a lot from its original. America is, like, let's be honest as Australians. We think of Americans as stereotypes now. Let's be honest, come on. This is what we picture when we picture Americans. Hey man, where's Iceland? We picture fat, mentally ill lunatics with no sense of geography just going, are there burgers in Iceland? And it's wrong. I've been over there. They're fucking great, Americans. But, you know, we think they're funny because they're so passionate about their beliefs. We think that's funny as Australians. But if anything, we suffer from the opposite problem. We're too apathetic, aren't we? That's why we did so well in COVID. Government was like, get in your house. We're like, yep, no worries, fine, thank you. Stay there for a month. Yep, I'll be here a month, that's fine. Is it okay if I watch the cricket? No, that's fine, it's fine. I'm a scared little man, I don't know who I am. In America, they're like, you won't get me in my house. 5G's turning people into pedophiles. We're not laid back. Isn't that the fucking greatest lie we ever told the world? We're not laid back. We are the most uptight people of any country in the fucking world. If the government said tomorrow we had to wear black cocks on our heads, fucking bullshit, isn't it? Gotta wear a fucking black cock on my head now, have I? Fucking bull. $500 fine if you take your cock off. Fucking bullshit. I'm gonna wear it, but it's bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Can't even fucking pick up my drink. I'm gonna knock it over with the fucking cock in there. $500. $500. Got a speeding fine and a cock off the head fine. Can't even change the channel with the fucking bullshit. Bullshit. If China did invade and they didn't fuck with the footy, the cricket, Netflix or the pubs, I don't even know if we'd notice. That's weird. Xi Jinping's on Q&A. And there's no questions. It's just a monologue with subtitles. We'll never elect a strong man or a strong woman like Thatcher or something like that. That's not now. We're not going to do. We have the tall poppy syndrome in Australia. We're not going to do that, are we? Let's be real, honestly. Are we going to elect someone who's like, listen to me, I'm the greatest, follow me, I know exactly what I'm talking about. These other guys are idiots. You're like, shut up, wanker. Right? That's not our voice of authority. Our voice of authority is a semi-violent, passive-aggressive question. That's what we listen to. Like, if there was ever a dictator in Australia, it'd be shit like, hey, mates don't let mates have negative thoughts about the Supreme Leader. Bring your family to the gulag. I can feel the middle-aged Australian rising up in me as I get older. I can fucking feel it. I'm starting to judge people's reverse parks. Like the other day, I'm like, he's fucked that. Like there's no one around. He's fucked that. Fucked it. I'm starting to tap different materials. That's tapping people's fences. You do that, man, where you're like, that's ply. That's cheap shit. That's cheap shit. You go right through that. That's nothing. That's pine. That's cheap pine from China. Everything's about China. That's from China. Every day, like, hang around the school, pick up my son, and the other middle-aged dads are there. Like, g'day, Roger. G'day, Damien. How are you? Yeah, good to see you, mate. Yeah, just all weird, stiff, awkward. Because we're not a communal creature as middle-aged white men, are we? We can be real, man. We're not communal, ritual, gathering, connecting with each other in the earth. Like, if you saw 40 white middle-aged men just hanging out in the park, something fucked is happening. You're like, get back, kids. Hello, police. Yep, there's 40 of them. They're trying to connect and be friends. It's fucking weird. It's a whole area of people. Yeah, Tim, Rod, yeah, the council's done a good job of the area, haven't they? They really sort of mowed the area. A good bit of infrastructure around. Your new path here, the new path. Yeah, it's a whole area of people going, yeah. Good. Alienated. I'm alienated. Don't know who I am, Tim. That's what's coming for me very shortly. Have that chat every day. Roger, yeah, the sun is hot. And, you know, whatever the bullshit is. And our kids are playing. That's how you start life. Woohoo, yeah, let's play. Chase me, woohoo. My son runs over and goes, Daddy, could Timmy have a sleepover? Just met the dude. Not for adult shit like networking and doing coke or whatever. Just the pure fucking joy of the friendship at the moment just happening. We're not doing that as adults, are we? I'm not like, yes, Patrick, of course Timmy can have a sleepover. What about you, Roger? Would you like to come for a sleepover? We could build a fort. Imagine having your 45-year-old mate over for a play. Come on, Roger, quick, the baddies are coming. Poo, 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 poo. Quick, get in the fort, Roger. I'll protect you like that time you got caught getting pegged by a sex worker. Poo, poo. Remember that, Roger, at the hotel conference? I had to protect you. You're an animal, Roger. The fort can't protect you from yourself, Roger. You know who you are.